Welcome to another one of my random but yet impactful trading videos. Today we're going to be talking about the one candle theory. And this is simply the concept that each and every one of these candles you see here are a trend. Each and every one of these candles have enough data for you to be able to make a well-educated decisions that will probably lead you to a profitable trade. This here is the monthly time frame. If we mark the last this monthly time frame, that's the third candle before the last one, and then we scale down to the lower time frame. Once we scale down to the lower time frame, we'll be able to identify the fact that here on the 1 hour time frame, this is clearly an uptrend. And that's what the concept of the one candle theory simply means, that every single candle is clearly a trend on the lower time frame. And so if you're taking a trade based on that 1 month candle, once you scale down, you'll be able to use this information of the monthly candle to identify exactly what you need to do to make a profitable trade. Once you see a clear uptrend here, it is best not to trade against the trend. And because of that, on the next month, which is, from here all the way to, let's say, February, once you come across this what looks like a downward trend, you will know to stay away from it, because trading the one candle theory, we would always want to go with the direction of the previous candle. So once we see this downward trend that is not the direction of the previous candle, we'll just decide to stay away from it until that move is being broken, and then we resume our upward movement. This is how to trade safely the one candle theory. So most people don't understand that each and every one of these candles we see, be it the monthly candles or the 1 hour candles. Let's even see this 1 hour candle. This 1 hour candle over here. Every single candle is on the lower time frame. And in order for you to be safe, is always ideal to stick with the movement of the higher time frame, which is the 1 hour as regards to this 1 minute trade. So if you're going to trade the 1 minute time frame, it's always ideal to stick with the move of this 1 hour. For this example, there was clearly not any major move, so it's not even ideal to trade this market because it looks somewhat like a ranging market. So let me look for a better example. Let's see what the 1 hour looks like in USD CAD. This looks better. So for easy navigation, I always try to use this indicator. I absolutely love this indicator, multi-time period chart. Give it a try if you've not used it before. So with this indicator, what it does is it marks the range of any particular time frame. So come here, you remove this auto time frame because this will pick a time frame ahead of the one you're currently on. So remove this so you'll be able to decide for yourself what time frame. So if we pick 1 hour, what it means is it's going to show us exactly the range of each individual 1 hour candle. So if we still mark, from here to this spot, by the time we scale down to the 1 minute time frame, we'll see that spot from here to here, which is absolutely the range of the 1 hour candle that we marked. So back to our one candle theory, you can clearly see the movement from here to be an uptrend. So all we need to do is to trade continuation of the previous candle, a continuation of the previous 1 hour candle. On the other case, in the monthly time frame, we saw a proper pullback that was, clearly a downward trend on the 1 hour time frame. But in this other example, there was no pullback. So all we need to do in a situation like this is just to trade the break of this recent high. So once price shows you that it's about to, continue going up, you take this as safe as possible, maybe here or somewhere around here, and then you trade this move to the upside. And this is how you trade the one candle theory, because we don't want to go against the move of the previous candle, which is clearly the trend of the lower time frame. The move of the previous 1 hour candle is simply the trend of the lower time frame. This is exactly the reason why I love trading the monthly time frame, because the monthly time frame can easily suggest the direction you should be looking at taking your trade for the rest of that month. And that's the reason why I really love this monthly time frame. So if we go back to our setting, 1 month here, and then maybe go down to 1 hour. Let me try and see if we can mark this guy. Go back to 1 hour. It's easy to tell the direction you should be looking to trade. You should be looking to trade a downward market. So whatever you do here, you should have at the back of your head that the trend for this month is supposed to be down. So whatever you do here, have it at the back of your head that your chances of losing a trade here is way more than your chances of losing a sell. Buying should be done with extreme care. But you see the sales will respond way better because the previous month was a sell. So there are cases clearly where your previous month will be buy and then the next month ends as a sell. But even as at that the forex market is nowhere we find certainty, and certainty would always ruin our chance of making profits when they come. So in a case like this, first of all, this is clearly a range. So it's not even ideal to consider this as an upward trend because clearly the momentum has been dying. But let's just look at it that, okay, our previous month was an upward trend and then we're looking to take that buy here. The first thing we'll do, just like when we tried the 1 hour and 1 minute, there wasn't any pullback. So what we would consider would be the break of structure to continue that upward movement. So if you place this safe here, see, you already had your 2R, which is very decent before things, turned around. But let's say for some reason you wanted to hold for long. It is always ideal to, look at what price is doing actively to decide if what you have in mind is valid. In a case like this where, we have a very little pullback and a massive move to the upside that still didn't get to break this, it's clear that the market is beginning to reverse. So if for any reason you didn't get out once, you noticed this pullback at the same spot, at least try as much as possible to get out here. Cut your loss short and get out of that trade at this point. So if we go back to this indicator, maybe pick the 4 hours candles, the same thing happened. So each box will show you 4 hours candle. So you see this, it takes only 1 hour to make 4 hours. So that's what's going on here. So you can decide to go maybe on the lower time frame, let's say 15 minutes to do exactly the same thing. There's no much information here. Let's say 5 minutes. The 5 minutes. Yeah, 5 minutes is decent. So with this, you can still tell that A downward trend would only be best for you to take a sell and not a buy. This should not be considered as a downward trend because clearly this is a range. This is a range. This is somewhat a range. It started here and ended here. So it's like a reversal candle, range, range, range. But this particular one, it shows that the market have started moving. As a, experienced traders, this range are usually where we begin to decide if we're going to be in this trade or not. But the movement doesn't give you an opportunity to enter until the market starts moving. So most times when the market starts moving, that's when it's best to look for that opportunity to take your own trade. And in this case, this was where we got that opportunity at the first instance that the market is reversing with this engulf here. Place this here, place this as safe as possible, and then you go for your 2R. This is how to trade this. Look into this and add this to your toolkit because everything we'll drop in here is, something you can just use to add to how you already trade, and then have that at the back of your head that each candle has enough information to tell you what the market is about to do, and is up to you to place yourself in a decent position to use that information to get the best possible trade outcome. So see you guys on the next one. Oh yeah, and if you remember, I made a video about identifying the true direction of the market. Imagine adding that to this.